So the next thing we're going to have is the stuffing. And he makes much ado about stuffing every year. And my family always said they didn't love stuffing, so we never had it growing up. But when this guy made it for us, everyone changed their mind.
So I hate that traditional way of doing stuffing inside the cavity of the bird. It's just weird. And I think people have gotten away from that whole thing. But stuffing, another thing that you can make it yourself, make it your own. You can add ingredients, take away ingredients, try different things. And I was like, more of a traditional stuffing with a little twist to it.
Ooh, traditional stuffing with a twist. So stay tuned for that.
All right, guys. So here we are doing this. The second most important aspect of a Thanksgiving dinner, in my mind, is the stuffing. And the best thing I love about stuffing is you can get really creative with it, make it your own thing. And I've tried different ways over the years. And what I've learned in a good Thanksgiving stuffing is I like to use, first of all, two different types of bread. Here I went with a French baguette as well as a sourdough bread, which I cut about 3 days ago and just laid them out, some aluminum foil on it, and let them air dry, just so you get that little sponginess on the bread, so it doesn't get too soggy in your stuffing. I think that's a very key step, one of the tricks to a good stuffing. Afterwards, my aromatics, standard aromatics, I like to not go too crazy. Use your celery, which I pre-cut, and then my onions, which I pre-cut in a food processor. But these are your basic aromatics for any kind of stuffing. Some people use carrots. I think that's weird. You don't have to go carrots and everything. So I nix the carrots. And then after that, I want to talk about my herbs. So I have my fresh herbs all the time. Thyme, number one. My rosemary, because that's just Thanksgiving is rosemary. And of course, sage. Thanksgiving is defined by sage, or at least stuffings are defined by sage. And then, your fresh bay leaves. So I already kind of, to prep things in advance, I sauteed my onions, my celery. I had throw some bay leaves in there. I threw all the various herbs in there. And I just sauteed it in butter and some good garlic olive oil. But a little trick that will take your stuffing to the next level, and I just recently learned about it, is browning your butter. I'm not going to go through what that is. It's very easy to do. Just go ahead and YouTube it. Basically taking butter and in a low heat, browning it. It gives us like this nice buttery nutty flavor to your butter, and I kind of just poured that over the whole thing. Right now I'm just going through the reheating process to actually assemble the stuffing. My wet herb, my Italian parsley, gotta have Italian parsley. It just gives it, while these give it more stronger flavors, this has just a light, you guys all know Italian parsley. It just gives you that lightness to the dish. Now, the butter is obviously the savory part in any stuffing. Now for the sweet part. I like to add some sort of raisins or dates. This year I found some really good dates. I chopped them up in advance, and dates, they're a different thing. People don't have them very often. Raisins, it's more common, but either one. Sometimes I even do both just to give it a sweet and savory from different types of flavors. Additionally, another trick to my stuffing is I take the time to I probably took about 5 or 6 sweet onions and saute them. This was like 2 days ago. Not saute them, caramelize them. Caramelized onions are fantastic on anything, on a burger, on this and that. But in your stuffing, it's a subtle sweetness that it gives you that oniony flavor, but it gives you that sweetness along with this, but different types of sweetness, for lack of a better term. And then I like some nuts. I found this great bag of pecans. I'm gonna I'm thinking I gotta taste it first. I might toast it. I don't think these are toasted, but typically I do toast them and then kind of break them up into my stuffing so you're not getting these big chunks of pecan. I may use just on top, just for presentation purposes, bigger, full pieces of the pecan. And really, next thing is to assemble.